Most people think life is about holding on to people, holding on to love, holding on to things that make them feel complete. But here's the truth. No one wants to admit. Everything leaves. People leave. Opportunities leave. Feelings change. Even the version of you that you once were disappears. So if your life is built on things that can leave, you will always live in fear. Fear of loss, fear of abandonment, fear of not being enough. And that's where most people suffer. Not because life is hard, but because they are attached to things that were never meant to stay. There's a quote that cuts deeper than most. Love is often the projection of one's own lack. You think you love someone, but most of the time, you love how they make you feel. You love how they fill your emptiness. You love the version of yourself that exists when they're around. And when they leave, it feels like you lost them. But what you really lost was the illusion that you were complete. That's why heartbreak feels like death. Because it exposes something terrifying. You were never whole on your own. And here comes the bitter truth. No one is coming to save you. Not your partner. Not your friends, not your family. People can support you, they can love you, but they cannot become you. They cannot live inside your mind. They cannot carry your emotions. They cannot fight your internal battles. So at the end of everything, you are left with one person. You. You wake up with yourself. You go through the day with yourself. You sit in silence with yourself. And most people, they can't even stand being alone with their own thoughts. That's why they chase noise, distractions, relationships, and validation. Anything to avoid facing themselves. But the strongest people, they do the opposite. They sit with themselves. They question their thoughts. They challenge their emotions. They observe their patterns because they understand something powerful. The mind can be your prison or your freedom. Let me tell you something clearly. Not everything you feel is real. Not everything you think is truth. Your mind can lie to you. It can create stories that don't exist. It can turn fear into reality. It can make you suffer over things that haven't even happened. You are not destroyed by reality. You are destroyed by interpretation. That's why two people can go through the same situation. One grows stronger, the other breaks. Same event, but different mind. So the real question is not, why is life happening to me? The real question is, what meaning am I giving to what happens? Here's another truth most people avoid. You don't suffer because you don't have enough. You suffer because you think you need more to feel enough. You think, I'll be happy when I have them. I'll be confident when I achieve that. I'll feel worthy when someone chooses me. But that's a trap. Because the moment your happiness depends on something external, you give away your power. And power is everything. People respect those who are not easily shaken. Not because they're cold, but because they are grounded within themselves. There's a reason why calm people are attractive. It's not about looks. It's not about status. But it's about presence. They don't chase. They don't beg. They don't collapse when something leaves. Because they know nothing external defines me. Let that sink in. Imagine becoming someone who loses people, but doesn't lose themselves. Faces problems, but doesn't panic. Feels pain, but doesn't fall apart. That is power. And it starts with one habit. Talking to yourself. Not in a weak way. Not in a self-pity way. But in an honest, grounded way. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Is this thought even true? Am I reacting or understanding? Because most people don't think, they react. And reaction is weakness. Awareness is power. Here's something harsh. If your thoughts control you, you are not free. You are just reacting to life like everyone else. But if you can observe your thoughts, question them, and choose your response, that's when your life changes. You begin to realize not everything deserves your energy. Not everything deserves your reaction. Not everything deserves your attention. And slowly, you become unshakable. There's a quote often misused, but deeply true. He who has a why can bear almost any how. When you know who you are, when you are grounded in yourself, you don't collapse over temporary things. Because you understand, people come and go. But you stay. And think about this. The weather changes. Seasons change. Summer turns into autumn. Autumn fades into winter. And winter always becomes spring again. Nothing stays the same. Not the world around you. And not even you. You are changing every single day. Your thoughts change. Your emotions shift. So why? Why do you expect people or situations to stay the same? Why do you cling to something that was never meant to stay? Why do you make yourself suffer trying to hold on to a moment that has already passed? That's the real reason you're in pain. Not because things changed, but because you believed they wouldn't. And in that belief, you trapped yourself. Let go! Not because it's easy, but because it's natural. Change is not your enemy. Attachment is your enemy. So the most important relationship in your life is not romantic. It's not social. It's not external. It's the relationship you have with yourself. And here's the final truth. You should value yourself so deeply that even if someone offered you the entire universe in exchange for who you are, you would refuse. Because once you become whole on your own, you don't chase, you don't beg, and you don't depend. You simply choose, and that is the ultimate freedom. So stop asking, who will stay in my life? Start asking, can I stay strong within myself no matter what? Because in the end, the one who saves you is you. The one who destroys you is also you. And the difference is your mind. Control that, and you control your life.